So what I was saying, guys, was, I hope you understand how this went. So, like I told you guys, sure by now you know plus 3 negative. I'm sure you know this step by now. So then the x, so then x is equal to 4. So what was I saying, guys? I was saying that we can verify this easily. 4 plus 3 is 7. All right. 4 minus 1 is 3. So 7 times 3 is 21. Okay. So here 4 squared is 16. 61 plus 5 is 21. So 21 is equal to 21. LHS is equal to RHS. So equation is balanced. We solved it. Okay. So now let's do one more question. Okay. So one more question with the quadratics, and then we've got like 4 questions to solve with you after this. Now the next 2 questions are going to be a little bit tough. So just be ready, but be excited also. Okay? Just be a little excited also. So I'll give you a few more minutes to take this down. Okay, so this next question is slightly tough, so be a little careful. Okay, it seems like I lost the question, I think. Yep, here it is. Sorry about that. Okay. It's a little tricky, so be a little careful. X plus 1, x plus 4 equals x minus 7, x plus 6. Okay? So this question is a little tricky. Okay? So be a little careful. Okay? So on both sides you have to use the distributive law. Okay? So let's do this one first and then we'll do that one. Let's do it together. Okay, so this is a little tricky. Why don't you try it out yourself first and then we'll do it together. Excuse me. Oh, good. Crammed for room, I guess. Not just on the board, but in this room as well. I'm also crammed for room. Anyways, okay. So let's do it, okay? Oh, God. I don't know, guys. When I go too fast, I do all the calculations in my brain. So that's that, okay? Okay, so let's do it, okay? X plus 4. Okay, good. X plus 4. Okay, here I'm a little cramped for room, but let me try. X plus, luckily not x minus 7. At minus 7, x plus 6. Okay, so I hope you can see that. if there's anything that you cannot see me writing on the board, please put it in the comments below. In future videos, I'll try and improve on that. Okay. So let's see. Okay, so you have x squared plus 4x minus x plus 4. Now, guys, basically you can use the algebraic identity and get the answer once, but at the end of the day in exams, the teacher always wants to know how you got to that answer. Otherwise, they'll probably think you cheated. Minus 7x. Okay, I'm not gonna fall in that trap again. All right. Minus 42. Okay. So x squared plus 5x. Okay, so this follows the algebraic identity. The same here. Yes. Okay. So now what do you do, guys? Now what do you do? This is the part where most of you would struggle. So remember, guys, there's nothing in front of the x squared here. So it's negative. So when this negative x squared comes on this side, it's going to cancel out because you're going to have negative x squared minus negative x squared plus 5x plus 4. Okay, and obviously there's going to be a negative x squared here as well. Okay, let's just write it. Okay, so it's not really a 2 there, is it? Sorry guys, but I just love to write things clearly, otherwise it doesn't make sense. Okay? So basically, here it cancels out, x squared cancels out here, x squared cancels out there as well. Okay? It cancels out here, it cancels out there. So then what are you left with? Alright, so what are you left with? You're basically left with negative x minus 42. Okay, negative x minus 42. So, well, basically I should have written that here. So, since this also cancels out, let's just remove this now, because you've already understood this. I hope you're able to see it. Alright? So x squared and x squared, just like x squared and x squared cancels out here. In the same way x squared and x squared will cancel out here, because you know what I mean. So now we're left with this. So what are we going to get now? Obviously, now guys, finally we have an x in front of, we have a negative in front of the x. So when we have a negative in front of the x, what does the x become? It becomes negative, right? So when it goes to the other side, it becomes positive. You know? So you have negative 42. Okay? So then you have 6x. Okay? You have 6x. Okay? So then you have negative 42 plus 4. So what does negative 42 plus 4 equal? What does it equal? I'm going to write it here, okay? Alright, let me just write it here. What does it equal, guys? Okay, guys, so you have 6x. You have 6x equals negative 38. Okay, you have 6x equals negative 38. So then, x is going to equal negative 38 upon 6. Okay, so that's going to be negative 19 upon 3. Your answer is going to be negative 19 upon 3. Okay, so you can always verify this. Now let me verify if I've made any mistake here. Wait, guys, yes, I've made a mistake here. You see, I always check, guys, because I know I make mistakes. Now, why do I know I make mistakes in math? Why do I know I make mistakes? Because I've practiced this concept a million times, a bazillion times I've practiced this concept. And I know now and then I make silly mistakes. So I verified it. So if you got to the answer without making a silly mistake, congratulations to you. You know? So we already know this step. We already know this step. So yeah, we already know how we went from here to here. So we are left with this. Plus, okay? I'm sure you already know that because there's nothing in front of the x squared, there's nothing in front of x squared, so it's positive, so you minus x squared from both sides, and it cancels out, and then this is what we get. So now there's a negative in front of the x, it comes on this side, so it becomes 5x plus x, okay? So let's just write it like that. X plus x, negative 42, okay, minus 4, okay, minus 4, so you have 6x, negative 46, okay, so then x equals negative 46 upon 6 equals negative 23 upon 3. Okay? So now you can verify and see if I made a mistake. I have not made a mistake here now. I verified it. So this is the answer to this question. I'm sorry guys that sometimes I make silly mistakes, but it happens. Anyway, sometimes when you do math after such a really long time, you go a little bit in a hurry and you screw everything up. Okay, so just take this down. So now we have only 4 questions left. But these 4 questions are really long, and they might just become like the longest part of your life. I think so. But let's see if we can really get close to these 4 questions. But yeah, it's also getting dark now. It's also getting dark. So let's see. Okay, so while this plane goes up, guys, let me remove the distributive law as well. I think by now you probably got the picture. See guys, this is how dirty the board becomes. When we started, the board was quite clean. Now we've ended up here. So guys, before I ask you any other question, I wanted to teach you something. So basically, if you have a plus b, okay? If you have a plus b, okay? Okay, you have a plus b squared, okay? So now when you have a plus b squared, what does this equal to? It equals to a squared plus 2ab plus b squared, isn't it? Some people write a squared plus b squared plus 2ab. Okay, some people write a squared plus 2ab plus b squared, but that does not matter, guys. It does not matter, okay? It does not matter. Okay? It does not matter. Anyways, I'm not going to repeat myself anymore, okay? So basically, guys, there are 2 ways to distribute this. One is this way, where you do this. You square a, and then you square ab twice. Okay, and then you square b. So one way of squaring this is this way. where you first square A, then you put the plus operation or positive operation, and you do 2 times AB plus. This is one way of doing it. Now the other way is this one, which I've already taught you guys, the distributive way. Okay, so here what do you get? You get A squared plus AB plus BA plus B squared. Okay, it doesn't matter whether this is AB or it's BA. That does not matter. Okay? So then you get A squared plus 2AB plus B squared. Okay? So these are the two ways. This is one way, okay? And this is the other way. Okay, this is also an algebraic identity. Okay? So now we're going to solve linear equations using this identity. So you can take note of this identity now. Okay guys, we're only going to do 2 equations with this identity. And then after that we're going to do 2 monstrous equations. Okay? They're 2 monstrous equations because they're going to blow your mind. So, just be a little excited. Just be a little excited. Okay, take note of this identity. It's a very important identity. Alright, so let's move on. So I'm going to quickly go through these 4 equations. I'm trying my best not to make a mistake. Okay. So, because it's a little long, sorry, 2x